So up first, we have MP, that's MP Materials. Again, I talked about this one a couple minutes ago. Rare earth mining, Morgan Stanley initiating coverage with an overweight rating and a price target of $57. So MP up again on that news. And then we have DCRB, so a SPAC that's taking Hyzon public. That's a fuel cell company. They announced that they're going to build the largest fuel cell production facility in the U.S. So shares of DCRB were up yesterday, on that news, again, focusing on fuel cell production in the U.S. GIK, this is a SPAC that I own. We had the CEO, Tim Reeser, on our show. Shares were up 17% yesterday. The company tweeted a picture of an Amazon van with the caption, package status out for delivery. So kind of showing off, that they are one of several companies partnered on Amazon vehicles. So keep an eye out on GIK, electrification play, and I do own shares of that one. Then we had earnings yesterday from Clover Health, so CLOV, and I know there's kind of a mixed bag out there, so obviously, ready for some heat on this one. I read that earnings report and I wrote an article on it last night. I wasn't too impressed with it. They reported fourth quarter revenue of $166.2 million, which was up 44% year over year. Full year was up 46% year over year. So they beat on their full year revenue of $673 million. That was a little bit higher than what they put in their investor deck for the SPAC deal. But then they issued 2021 guidance. So revenue of $820 million to $850 million. That's down from their original projection of $880 million. And then they're forecasting members of 68,000 to 70,000 members for fiscal 2021. That is also down from 73,477, which was their original projection in that investor presentation. So, Spencer and I talked on the show yesterday. One of the big reasons for companies to go public via SPAC is they can report forward-looking earnings and financial projections, right? So Clover laid out this investor deck when they announced that SPAC deal. Their earnings so far, those numbers are not hitting in line with what they laid out. Shares were up at one point after hours, and then they dropped. They are down today. This has been a disappointing SPAC. We talked on the show and, said we would be sellers in that $14 to $15 range. So hopefully a lot of you were able to get out and did not chase this one. For me, I got to see more from them. They really need to report some partnerships or some deals, or otherwise this one could lag for the rest of the year. Movers yesterday, so we had VACQ up 36% on that agreement with Rocket Lab. We had NSH up 5% on that deal with Spire Global. RSVA merging with battery company Enovix up 25%. And TPGY merging with EV Box Group, that's a charging infrastructure company, up 21% on the day. And then turning to our deals today, so I don't have a ton of color on these deals yet. TWND, that's Tailwind Acquisition. They are taking Complex, a leader in cloud native risk analytics, public. So they see revenue in fiscal 2021 of $141 million, up 47%. And fiscal 2022, $210 million, up 49%. Valued at $1.2 billion. Shares are actually trading down today. So it looks like, that deal is just not in favor with the market. And then our second deal announced this morning, we have ACND. They signed a deal with Beacon Street Group. That's a subscription platform for financial research, software, and education. This was a $3 billion deal. They see fiscal 2021 revenue of $484 million, up 28%. Fiscal 2022 revenue, $651 million, up 34%. So again, $3 billion deal. Shares of that one are down 6% as well. The market not loving either of these two new deal announcements. And then a note, which we'll dive into later this week, seeing out there that we could have up to 16 new SPACs issue and price shares today. So keep an eye out, as I talked on the show yesterday about, that unit strategy of buying some of these SPAC units close to $10 where you get, that net asset value, and then you get the free warrants to go along with that. So I'll be watching to see if any of these units trade under $10.50 today. And then turning to our calendar, we have CFII voting on that merger with View Inc. on March 5th. That is the smart window company. And I'm seeing shares of CFII, trading right around that $10 level. So keep an eye out on that one, as you have the opportunity to trade those shares back in at net asset value at the deal time.